What's going on, everybody? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I'm here today with a cautionary tale. And what kind of tale is this? Well, it's one of the perils of being a retro game collector. Now, as you guys know, based on the channel name alone, let alone some of the stuff I've played, talked about and shown off over the years, I am a big retro game fan. I mean, if you don't know that, what have you been not paying attention to this whole time? And if you're anyway interested in retro game collecting at all, at this point you know that the market is kind of in a bad situation, in a sense that it's kind of overpriced. And there's a whole question of supply and demand and whatever, and age and rarity. I'm not going to get into the whole thing because that's way too much to talk about. But I want to give you not even a do's and don'ts list, it's more of a don't list. So for any of you retro game collectors out there, you probably know the exact feeling. You know the one where you're thinking about something, or you see a video on something, or you hear someone talk about something, or whatever it is, and then you just think, yeah, I'd really like to have this game, or that game, or whatever it is, and then you go online, or you go to wherever. Now, of course, I live in Ireland, so there's very few places for me to actually get retro games locally. In fact, the only ones I know of are basically in Dublin or just outside Dublin. That's a bit of a trip just for me to get to, so unfortunately most of the time I have to rely on eBay, which in and of itself can kind of be a bad thing. Now at the same time, I'm fairly on the pulse when it comes to actual pricing and whatnot, but of course there's a whole debatable aspect, and there's more of a window of acceptable pricing really. And that's kind of what made this video actually happen. Over the last, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days, I've spent about €200 on retro games. And I currently have my eye on another game that's going to be running out in the next couple of days. And depending on how that goes, I might even be looking at spending close to €100 just to get that one. We'll wait and see. It's a pretty much a fucked up situation. But anyway, back to my point. We've all been in that situation. You guys know, you think about that one game and you go and you look online to buy it or whatever it is, or you go online, you see, oh, it's not too bad, you know, the price or whatever it is, and then maybe you decide to buy it, and then you think, oh yeah, this was semi-related to what I just bought, and that was semi-related to what I just bought, and that other thing is semi-related to these new things I'm looking at, and then suddenly you've got a basket or whatever, or you're bidding on 7 different things from 7 different sellers from 7 different countries on 7 different platforms. Yeah, it does escalate that quickly. Because let's face it, to quote someone else out there that we all know and love to hate, I have no fucking self-control. Sometimes. So the word of warning I want to give to you guys out there is, if you ever catch yourself in that situation where you curiously look at one thing and maybe consider buying it, that's perfectly fine. But then it snowballs. And suddenly, like I said, you're looking at one thing, and then something else, and then something else, and then something else, and suddenly you've got 7 different items from 7 different sellers in 7 different countries for €777. So if you ever do find yourself in that situation, pump the brakes. Remember these words, and pump the brakes. Think about it. Do I need this right now? Chances are you're going to be saying yes, because let's face it, needs and wants for me are a whole fucking all over the place. Chances are they may be the same for you as well. But just remember, think about it for a second. Would you like this thing right now? Probably. Do you really need this thing right now? Yes, I know, of course you do. But do you really need it? Is this the kind of thing that you're looking at right now that you've been wanting to put off and you've always wanted, but you just never got around to it? But it's common as dirt. And yes, it may be relatively cheap. But at the same time, do you really need it now? Is it so common that if you come back to buy this in 2 years, it could be the same price and easily available and possibly even cheaper? And because it's so common, it probably won't even go up in price. Just remember those questions. Just ask yourself those questions, remember them, and you can answer them for yourself. And just remember everything I said for it. And just as an extra little added benefit, if you ever need talking down from pushing that buy button, from pushing that buy it now button, or from pushing that place bid or add to cart or whatever button it is, you know what you can do? You can leave me a comment in this video, and providing I'm awake and not extremely busy if I'm actually awake, I'll get back to you as soon as I can to talk you out of buying it if that's what you truly want. Worst comes to worst, you can always follow the link in the description and hit me up on Twitter to do the exact same thing. Whatever's easier for you. I get these notifications on my phone regardless, so I can save you that money if you really, really want. You probably really don't want me to do that, but anyway. So there we have it, a cautionary word of warning from an avid retro game collector, trying to impart some of his mystical sage-like knowledge onto you guys. Anyway, let me know if you've had this exact problem, or if you've been in this exact situation. If you're in the one I'm in now, where you're kind of looking at one thing and overspending by looking at several more that are very loosely affiliated with it. Or if you've ever gone through that whole thing but didn't buy it, but you found yourself in that situation where you almost did. The one I just described. Let me know all that good stuff anyway in the comments section below. Hit the appropriate button to let me know how I did on the video. And while you're at it, why not hit that subscribe button and even turn on notifications just for the lulz. Granted, YouTube probably still won't send you all the notifications for videos and streams, but at least you can say you tried. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.